Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about how to think critically because it is a skill I see very much lacked in today's population, especially teenagers. So, watching this video is going to help you develop those skills and ultimately change your life. If that sounds like something you want, keep watching. So, firstly, who am I? I'm just the normal guy who's figured out how to think critically and it's improved my life a lot. I've gone from being a sheep, just taking things at a point blank radius and just taking what people say as fact immediately, to thinking about it, developing my own opinions, and just being more critical about life. I live life based on what I like, what I want to do, instead of what I think people want me to do. And by thinking critically and developing those skills, you develop those skills for yourself. So, what is thinking critically? Because some of you might have those questions. Let's answer them. It is not taking things as is. Let me give you an example. Let's say you go on the news and you find out that Coke Zero, the additives in it, are bad for your health. Now, a normal person would take that as point blank and take it immediately as fact, not thinking critically about it. However, someone who thinks critically would go ahead, read the entire article, and develop their own opinion based on the facts. They don't just take what people say immediately as fact, they develop their own opinions. They question things. For example, how valid is that article? What sources did they use? Is it sponsored by Pepsi? So on and so forth. They ask these kinds of questions and really delve down into why things are and why people say the things they do. What is your life like when you don't think critically? Let me give you an example and a taste of it. You take everything as is. You don't develop your own opinions. You live a very basic, vanilla, mediocre life, and you don't form your own opinions. You don't have opinions on anything. You just don't want to upset anyone. You want to live a safe and happy life. You're not happy with the way you're living, but at least you're not upsetting anyone. You become a sheep, a follower. You follow the latest trend. Oh, so and so celebrity says that these shoes are cool. Therefore, they must be cool. You don't care how they feel, how comfortable they are, how you think they look. You just think they look cool, therefore, you go and buy them. You become a follower of others and you become a sheep when you fail to think critically. People don't rely and trust you because of this as well, because they know that just by any hint of a different opinion will cause you to go astray and completely change your opinion instead of thinking critically about what's been said. You don't have your own values. Your values are just based off of other people and what the situation calls for. And hence people don't trust you because they know they can't rely on you to stay straight. You become more unattractive as well because, face it, a girl doesn't want a guy who's always going to listen to her. And people don't want to be around someone who agrees to every single thing they say. People want to be called out sometimes. People want to have an opinion given to them. People want someone who can think critically. That goes for girls, guys, anyone in general. So when you think in an uncritical manner, your life becomes mediocre and unfulfilling. That is not a way anyone wants to live. I can guarantee you of that. If you want a mediocre life, go ahead, click off the video. But if you want to live in a top 1% manner, keep watching. So what is life like when you are critical? You know what you like and what you dislike. You don't do things just because they're cool. You do things because you like them. And you're not going to do something that you dislike just because someone else said, because you're very in touch with your inner voice and your inner gut. That is what critical thinking is, being in touch with your inner voice. You live authentically. Again, you don't do something just because someone told you. You do something because you want to, because you feel like it, and because you enjoy doing those things. You become a leader because you have your own opinions. You aren't based off of other people. You are based off of yourself. And hence, people feel and want to follow you because they know they can rely on you to stay straight in your opinions and your values. People look up to you, again, for the same reasons, because you are reliable, you are stone, you are the boulder, not water. And you become more attractive because, as I said, girls like and people like someone who can be the boulder and someone who can set the tone, someone who follows their own values instead of following other people. And you feel happier and more fulfilled in general because you are living authentically, you are living to your truest values, and you are doing what you want in life instead of what you think other people want and instead of what other people tell you to do. So, if you've been watching this far and you've actually been paying attention, you are asking, how do I become more critical? How do I start thinking in this manner? How do I change my life in such a drastic way? Well, that's why I come to my videos. The actionable steps I'm going to give you in 4 parts, and they are beginning a critical life, changing your internal thoughts, changing your external viewpoint and how the world perceives you, and continuing those ways in your daily life. Let's start with beginning a critical life, because this is honestly one of the hardest steps. Starting, because it's a big change. Realize that you want to stop being mediocre, that you don't want the basic life that everyone else is living. You don't want to be a sheep. You want to be a wolf, a leader, a lion. You want to be the leader. You want to form your opinions. You want to live authentically and to your truest self. And to start doing that, write it somewhere to keep reminding you of it. Just write somewhere, think critically, because you could watch this video and you could forget about it in 5 minutes, because that's how short your attention span is, and that's how short the attention span of most people are. So if you actually want this to make a difference, go and write it somewhere where you'll constantly see it. Personally, I have a big note on my mirror that says think critically. If you want to change your wallpaper to say something like that, put something in your home screen that says think critically. Put it somewhere near your shoes, anywhere. Just remind yourself to keep thinking critically. Remind yourself of this video and remind yourself of the new journey that you're on. And start questioning things instead of taking it point blank. You don't have to start thinking critically immediately. You just have to start questioning things. Instead of immediately believing what your teacher tells you, okay, this is so and so. Question it. Why is it so and so? Is he actually right? Is this just his opinion? Is it fact? Why am I listening to the textbook? Instead of listening to whatever the news has to tell you as fact, really think about it. Why is the news telling me this? Is it trying to make me feel something? Is it trying to change my opinion? Because every piece of information you take has some sort of reason. People tell you things for a reason. The news tells you things for a reason. It's your job to figure out what that is and why those pieces of information are there. Not just to take it point blank, but to think about why they're given to you. As I said, you can do this through the news, you can do this through parents, you can do this through teachers. Stop taking what people say to you point blank and just accepting it. Firstly, question it. You don't have to ask them about it yet, but you have to start thinking about it yourself. Now, step 2 is changing your internal thoughts. Because if you're watching this video and you don't think critically as much as you want to, you probably just take what people say and what you read as fact. Okay, the news says this, that must be fact. Oh yes, this advertisement tells me this, that must be fact. Oh yes, Coca-Cola should make me more energetic because it has sugar because this advertisement told me, therefore it is fact. No, you need to start thinking critically. Change your internal thoughts. Instead of taking things point blank, question what those things tell you. So be more mindful of your inner dialogue. When you catch yourself just immediately accepting something as fact, stop yourself and question, why did I just accept that as fact? Why was that so imperative to me? Why are these people telling me these things? Or why am I receiving this piece of information? Question those things first before just accepting it. As I said, when someone says something to you, be more mindful of how you accept it. When someone tells you something, be more mindful of how you react to it. Let's say you're in a conversation with a friend after this, and they tell you, oh, I hate so-and-so, or I love so-and-so. Instead of just saying, yeah, you're right. Question, why do they like it? Why do they dislike it? Do you like it or do you dislike it? Instead of just taking what they say as fact, question it yourself. And make it a point to question everything. Become curious. Become a curious person. Because by being curious, you stop living a mediocre life. And you start living a life more authentic to what you want. And you start chasing things that you are curious about and that make you more fulfilled. a good way to do this is when you start watching a movie and you finish it, instead of just saying, oh yeah, it was good, oh yeah, it was bad, question, why did you like it? Why did you dislike it? Because anyone can go and watch the latest Marvel movie and say that they liked it or they disliked it. But what you can do is go and question, why did you like it or why did you dislike it? What did you dislike and like about it? This might sound like first grade nonsense where you write, oh, what did I like about this book? What did I dislike? But really, that was training you to think critically, and you just didn't take much advantage of it, or you might have just forgotten about it. It's time to redevelop those skills because that is what thinking critically is. So, when someone asks you, did you like so and so movie? Instead of just saying, yeah, I liked it, or yeah, I hated it, say, yeah, I liked it because so and so and so. Or yeah, I disliked it because so and so and so. Think critically about it and develop your own opinions. Now, you do that with a movie, you start doing that with everything. Question, why do I like it? Why do I dislike it? What do you think about it? Do that with everything. At first, this will feel slow, awkward, unnatural, but the more you do it, the more it becomes part of your personality and part of who you are. And that's what you want. You want it to become a fiber of your being. You want to be someone who is naturally critical. And to start becoming that, you have to start with these small steps. Now, here's a painting called A Sentry. I believe it was painted by one of Rembrandt's students. And it is a beautiful painting. It's one of my favorites. But don't just take that point blank. Look at it. Look at this painting. As I said, step one is look at the painting. All right, let's enjoy it for a second. You see what it is? Have you understood it? Let's go to step two. What does it make you feel? Does it make you feel inspired? Does it make you feel bored? Do you just not understand it at all? Does it make you feel happy or sad? What do you think of it? What do the images in this painting show you and make you think? What does the dog tell you? What does the soldier make you think? What does the setting make you think? And do you like or dislike it? Do you like this painting or do you dislike it? And why? I'm going to show you mine firstly. This painting makes me feel inspired and almost a sense of hope and happiness. It makes me think of war and how war is very dark and saddening, and it takes people away from their families. But eventually, somehow, there's always some way that hope finds to sprout out and make people feel happy once again. Because in this painting, I see a small dog who has no association to this man, in my opinion. That's what I think. Just go up and they look at each other. They have no connection, but they feel an inherent connection within their being, within their fiber. And again, it makes me feel that even though this man might be separated from his family, from his parents, from his children, he still finds someone that he can connect with, whether that be a dog or anyone, despite the atrocities of war. And therefore, I really like this painting because it inspires me to show that life isn't hopeless regardless of how terrible your situation is. Now, see, I went to a really deep, weird analysis there that makes absolutely no sense to some of you. It doesn't have to make sense because it is you, it is your thoughts, it is your critical thinking. That's what's important. So, look at the painting, do this exercise, and think about how it makes you feel. What is your opinion? And do you like it or do you dislike it? And by doing this, you start on the path of critical thinking. You start making this a part of your being. Because once you start thinking critically, you start learning who you really are and how to improve your life in a way that makes you fulfilled and happy. Now we want to go on to changing the external portrayal because you can think differently. You can change your view of the world. You can start viewing the world in a more critical manner. But if the way that you externally portray your thoughts doesn't change, you might as well have changed nothing. So, start by living to your taste. Start by doing what you like and what you dislike. For example, if you're listening to music at the moment just because your friends listen to it and you dislike it, stop. The same way, if you like music that your friends might not like, but you're stopping yourself from listening to it for that reason, start listening to it. Live by your taste. Do what is authentic to you. As I said, do things you like and avoid things you dislike. Be vocal about your opinions. Instead of just saying, yeah, when someone says that, oh, I hate the song, and you happen to really enjoy that song, instead of just nodding your head and agreeing, like a sheep, be a lion. Say that, no, I disagree. I really like that song because of so and so and so. If people start disagreeing with you and rejecting you, you're doing something right because that's when you're living to your truest opinion and your most authentic self. Don't just agree to what someone says, question the things they say. For example, if someone has an opinion that you don't agree with, be vocal about it. Say, oh, I don't really agree with that. Ask them, why do you think that? You don't have to convince them otherwise. Just understand their point of view and understand that your point of view is different. Be critical and show the world that you have your own opinions. Don't be afraid to voice those opinions either. Now we're going to talk about continuing it because this is a major personality change / life change. It's not something that you can do and just forget about. You can't just start saying that, oh, I'm a critical thinker now and go about your life. No, it is a constant battle. It is a constant change that you do every single day, that you do to improve yourself every single day. It is a constant effort that you put in to improve who you are and be more authentic to your truest self. And if you want to start making that change, if you want to stop living a mediocre life, I've given you the steps. And you just need to start and you just need to keep going on with it. It is okay if you're not always a critical thinker, but it's important that it becomes a part of your personality. Because becoming a critical thinker makes you more attractive, makes you a better person, makes you more authentic, and makes you more fulfilled and happy in general. And at the end of the day, that's all any of us are here to do, in my opinion. You can disagree with that if you want to. Don't take it point blank. So, quick plug, if you want to get the best grades of your life with putting less effort in and you want my personal help, go click the first link in the description and check out my product and my one-on-one coaching. Now, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know we're in a different location again and the microphone quality isn't the best, but we're making it work. We're getting through it. Hope you enjoyed this quality video, in my opinion. Like, share, and subscribe, and go check out my Instagram, and have a great day.